Hello, my crafty friends. Well, I have a question for you today, a conundrum. And this question started with a dream I had last night. Um, and I know the scenario in my dream is like, you know, the chances of it happening are a million to one. But it got me thinking that just because I know how I feel about this certain particular subject doesn't mean that I know how you feel about it. And I would like to know, you're my subscribers, you're the people I make videos for, and I want to know what you think. Some of you may have a definite opinion on it, and some of you may not care one way or the other, and that's okay. Um, if you have a definite opinion, whether you agree with me or not, I would really like to know if you don't mind commenting on this video and let me know, because this journal is all about this. And if somehow you are offended by me using these pictures in a journal, um, I think I need to know. And let me just tell you my dream real quick, and then I'll tell you where this all started, where this journal started, where this story started. Um, I dreamed last night that someone came up to me on the street and they had seen one of my videos talking about my Bentley Girls Journal, and they said that little girl, um, that little girl in that picture is my grandmother, and I think you're being disrespectful to use her picture. And now I know the likelihood of that happening is practically non-existent, but I guess it is a possibility. This actual photograph was taken here in Amarillo. Um, but uh, anyway, I just want to know what you think. Now let me tell you the story behind these photos and the story behind these photos and why I'm choosing to use them in this journal and kind of what my idea or plan is for this journal. Um, these photos here and this one, I think these three girls, I may be wrong, but I think these two girls are these two girls, and this is a younger sister that wasn't in this photograph. I might be wrong. Or maybe it's the opposite. Actually, she looks younger. So maybe these two girls are these two girls, and then she's a younger sister. Anyway, these pictures were given to me by one of my dad's cousins, and there are no names on any of the photographs. This picture was taken in Amarillo, Texas. Texas. This one was taken in Spokane, Washington. If these are the same girls, then they moved. If not, they may be cousins or something, or who knows. Um, but that's really not the point. These pictures were given to me along with some documents about the sale of some mineral rights to someone with the last name Bentley. And I just thought the Bentley Girls Journal sounded fun. And I don't know these girls are Bentley girls, but it reminded me of the way my grandmother used to talk about people when she was trying to tell me who said what or who did what, who they went to the beach with or whatever. When she was young, she would say, we went with the, and then she would give their last name, girls, or the what guy, boys. Um, and, like my sister and I would have been the Mullins girls. My grandmother would have been one of the Gatlin girls. These girls, if they, if their name is Bentley, she would have called them the Bentley girls because they're sisters and that's their last name. So that's the way my grandmother talked when she was telling me stories about her childhood. And so I'm making this the Bentley Girls Journal, whether or not these people are related to her, um, just sounded right to me. Now, when my dad's cousin gave me these pictures, she said, and the little bit of paperwork, she said, I think these may be relatives of your dad's. I don't know anything about them. I don't know who they are. I just somehow came into, I don't even know, she didn't even know how she came into possession of these photographs, but she had them. So she assumed they must be family, and she was assuming they were family on my father's side. Um, I don't know anything. I know like this much about my grandmother, um, my paternal grandmother's family. She was not close to them. My paternal grandfather's family, I know them. I know them for generations. I know a lot about them. I don't know anything much about my paternal grandmother's family. So these may very well be people who are actually kin to me, but I don't know them. I've never heard of them. I've never seen pictures of them before. But anyway, she said, if you don't want these and you don't know who they are, your mom doesn't know who they are, just throw them away. And that kind of broke my heart when I looked at them, because they're lovely. And look at this lady. Isn't she sweet? Don't you just wish you knew her? She looks like somebody's grandma. And who is this guy? He served our country, and I don't know anything about him. Uh, it made me wish I knew their stories. I don't know their stories. But I thought, oh, maybe I could make a journal where I put some of these photos in there. Look at this old picture. All I know about this one is it says, home from a good trip. There are rainbow and goldens. Okay, I don't know who this man is. My granddad used to wear a hat like that on my mother's side. My maternal grandfather used to wear a hat like that. He's built a lot like this. My first instinct was that this was him. But this man is older than my grandfather would have been in 1948, which is when this picture was taken, or at least printed. So I know it's not my grandfather. This is what he looked like when I knew him, in the 90s. And so, so I don't know who he is, but he's, part of this. He might be, somebody who's kin to me. I didn't like the idea of just throwing them away. I wanted to give them a home. And I guess that's what this book is for me. It's giving these pictures and these people a home instead of putting them in the dump. Now, there might be people who think putting them in a journal like this that is not acid free, it's not protected, it's just an art journal, a junk journal, that they might think that's being disrespectful. I need your opinion on that. I really want to know. I don't know if it'll change my mind about what I'm doing if you don't agree with me, but I don't think that's being disrespectful. I think I'm being respectful of these beautiful children and this lovely grandma when I give them a home in this book. It even makes me, I get a little emotional about it, actually, right now, because someday in the future, hold that thought. Sorry. um, Someday in the future, there will be pictures of my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, me, my brothers and sisters, our children, that might just be wandering the world and nobody know who they are because nobody thought to write on the back of them. Well, this one actually does have first names, but that doesn't mean that these girls are these girls, or that, anyway, you know what I mean. How would I feel if I saw a video, if I saw a video of my grandmother or my great grandmother and somebody had their picture and they made a journal like this, how would I feel about it? I would be awestruck. I would think that was cool. I would want to know who they are, and I would want to know how they came by those pictures. It would be a history thing for me. It would not be offensive to me at all. But I need to know how you feel about that. Would you be offended if you turned on this video and one of these girls was your grandmother? Would it offend you that I put her on this cover of this book, that I was putting pictures of her? Let me show you the only thing I've done inside so far, if I can find it, is this picture. I don't know if this girl is one of the girls on the cover or not, but this picture was in with these others. And I made this page for her. I made her a home. If that would offend you, I want to know. It would not offend me. I would feel grateful that this person cared enough to do something besides throw those pictures in the trash. This is a different story. I was at a thrift store and I saw this. Let me move these over and move some of these pictures. I saw this old photograph album and I just thought, that is so lovely. It's embossed. It's obviously old. I think I want to get that, and I'm going to take it had just old black paper in it. I'm going to take that old black paper out, and I'm going to put some new paper in it, and I'm going to put the tags and cards and things that that my subscribers and my friends online have sent me, their art. I'm going to put it in this book. And so I took it up to the thrift store cashier, and I said, "How much is this book?" It was actually standing behind the trash can. And she said, "Where did you find it?" I said, "Well, it was in the room with the books behind the trash can." And she said, "Well, since books are 10 for $1, so I'll give it to you for 10 cents." So I bought it. I hadn't even opened it up and looked in it except to see that it had this old ugly black paper. And so I got it home, and I started to take the paper out, and I noticed there were all these pictures. And there's more. All these pictures were in here. All these people's memories. They're friends from school. Friends from school. You know, friends from school. Some of the pictures, I wondered if they might be, since it was a scrapbook, might be their teacher, maybe one of their teachers. I don't know. Most of these don't have names on them. And the few that do, somebody wrote their name right on the front. This is Willie, evidently. This is Kat and Jimmy. I don't know anything about these people either. But this is Kathleen. Isn't she lovely? And I'm not sure what her name is. Nancy. Her name is Nancy. And this girl looks like actually she could be this girl. This says Mary. And this says Love Mary on it. So this is the same girl, older. Isn't that cool? So in somebody's scrapbook or their photograph album are all of these photos. I don't know when they're all taken, but this one was in here too. And it's signed by the DJ. It's a postcard that was signed by the DJ, Bill Mack. I don't know who he is, but he was important to the girl who had this journal, this scrapbook. Anyway, to me, I thought it would be fun to give these people a home in the same book. I haven't decided. I at first thought I would make it like it was this girl's family diary or her scrapbook or her journal or whatever, one of these girls, or maybe all three of them. But now I'm thinking each page may be individual, and I may just gear each page just to honor these people and give them a home, a place to live. But I am going to put, and all of these won't fit in this book. It's a fat book, but it won't hold all these pictures. So I want to know what you think. Look at these girls. They're friends. Laura, Joy, and Joe. And that's Johnny in the back. So what do you think? Do you think I'm being disrespectful to use these pictures in this way instead of throwing them away and just using the cover? I don't think I am. But I want to know what you think. So please comment below if you have an opinion. God bless you and have a great day. Bye-bye.